was looking around, as many animators do, for opportunities, you know, to make work, and I just happened to read an ad. It was a very unattractive ad. Basically, the brief was to make a film exclusively inspired from one individual's social media data. I kind of my head started to whir, and I started thinking, well, maybe I could do something interesting.
The allure of the budget.
The allure of the budget, and then I thought, well,
spurred you to great creative heights.
So then I had to think, well, who could I possibly use as my subject? And I went through all my friends, and I thought, oh no, God, they're all, you know, none of them make an interesting subject at all. But then I remembered Richard. Richard came up for some reason, Richard was always popping up on my page, you know, and I didn't even know Richard very well. There was a story to tell. Richard's life had something to make a film about, plus he was funny, and I used to find his posts sometimes annoying and sometimes funny. So I thought, well, he's really the perfect person. So I rang up Richard and asked him if he would be interested in being my subject and, you know, collaborating, because the subject has to collaborate with the filmmaker, and I thought it was added value having Richard being a creative person. I formed a whole load of questions from reading Richard's posts, and then I conducted an interview with Richard, and I sent the questions to Richard in advance so he had time to prepare, which I think was a very good idea. Richard did did a fantastic job answering the questions, and then I got back and I actually was really stuck. I couldn't kind of get the film structured really, and I was getting quite annoyed with it as well. And then I just went into my studio, which kind of doubles up as a sound studio, and recorded me kind of sort of doing a kind of sort of my own kind of dialogue of my take on Richard. And that was the point where I realised the film was going to come together, and then I cut the two pieces of sound together. It was fun in some ways, but it wasn't completely fun. It was actually quite, for both of us, and particularly for Richard, quite hard. So anyway, should we put and Tom did a great job helping with the sound, and my daughter did compose the music. Anyway, let's see.